All right. Welcome to this week's Be About It podcast. I know I'm coming on a day late. Well, it's on normal time for everybody else, but on TikTok, I'm a day late. Reason for that is I wanted to enjoy the Oscars, have something else to talk about. I didn't want to be a week late on my opinions. By then, it's boring. It's already been said. It's already been done. So I got to stay up to date and keep going. So with that, let's jump right into the things because we got a lot to talk about. We're going to start off with first day of free agency, and I am a Cowboys fan, so I will talk about the Cowboys. Today we lost three. We lost defensive end Dorrance Armstrong to the Commanders. Yay. Lost center Tyler Bidaz. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but the center for the Cowboys. Lost him to the Commanders. Yay. And as I predicted and saw this coming, Tony Pollard is no longer a Dallas Cowboy. He is officially a Tennessee Titan. The Cowboys were not going to sign him for a long-term contract after the poor play he gave us last year. Wasn't going to happen. He was a great third down. I mean, and he's got talent. He could be there. But I don't know if you want to say it, the plagued offensive line injuries, if we just couldn't get it going in the passing game, but not having a running game hurt us in the end because we could not control that clock. We were playing catch up, especially in the playoffs where we don't want to play catch up. So those three are no longer Cowboys. Now, if you notice this, and these two weren't the only ones that the Commanders picked up. Dan Quinn has been on a mission up there, and he is at it. And he is getting people defensive, offensive. He is making deals. And thank God these are the only ones that we have in free agency at the moment. We got Tyrone Smith. I was like, but he ain't going to be a Cowboy. He's going to go play the free agency market. He'll get someplace. He'll get some money. And you know what? He's deserved it. He's a dominant tackle. He has been for years. He has earned that paycheck, and I'm not going to fault him for going to get him. Or maybe sign with a team, I was like, that a little bit closer to getting a ring than the Cowboys are, as sad as that is to say. But let's talk about the additions the Cowboys made. And we're done. Yes, we absolutely added zero. We have a strong need at running back, and we added zero. Now, Saquon Barkley is officially an Eagle. An Eagle. One of the best running backs in the league, and he is now against the Eagles, who were just a stone throw away from the Super Bowl last year, if they hadn't lost in the first round like we did. But the Eagles they just got Saquon Barkley. That is a missing piece to that offense. And I am more scared of the Eagles offense than I have been the past few years, because you knew how they had to beat you before. Now they're going to have a double weapon, and they're going to be twice as dangerous next year. Also, in case you're keeping up on local, and by local I mean NFL in the United States, the Kirk Cousins has officially found a new home with the Atlanta Falcons. Yes. I was like, and that is going to be interesting to say the very least. I don't know how he's going to come back off that Achilles injury, but good quarterback. He's always put up solid numbers. He's probably the most underrated quarterback in the league, in my opinion, at least. Now, we'll see how things are going to go. This is just the first day of free agency, and there's already been a ton of moves. I am hoping that Jerry puts his head together with McCarthy, and McCarthy, here, just slide something under to Jerry and say, hey, you know what? We need a running back, but it could be your idea. Go out and get like Derrick Henry, because Josh Jacobs is even off the table. He is gone. I was like, so we have got to get a strong running back if we're going to have a chance at making something to do with the playoffs next year. If we don't get that, that's not happening at all. So please, Jerry, McCarthy, put your head together. I don't care Jerry's idea, McCarthy's idea. Steven, put your 2 cents in there. Somebody make a move and get something going, because otherwise it ain't going to happen. Now, since we're in the athletic portion of the event tonight, let's talk about the upcoming fight, Jake Paul versus Iron Mike Tyson. Oh, yes, you heard me. It's all over the place. I know you've heard it by now.
Sign the contract, big boy. Sign the contract.
No problem. Saturday, July 20th. See you there, bud.
And it is official. When I first heard this news, I was just as shocked as everybody. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a publicity stunt. I thought it was craziness. Why is Jake Paul going to risk his life against Iron Mike Tyson? That man is 50, and I still would not want to take a straight right from him. And you see the workout videos he's got. The man is in some phenomenal shape. He is ring ready, and he just went the distance with Roy Jones Jr. They had an exhibition fight, weren't using the standard gloves and all that stuff, but 8 rounds. So he showed that he can stay in there. Now, they were only 2-minute rounds. Now, in the state of Texas, don't know if it's going to be an exhibition or if it's going to be a licensed straight up fight. I am hoping for a licensed straight up fight. That way, if Jake Paul wants to prove he is actually serious about this sport, he needs to have a straight-up fight with Mike Tyson, one of the greatest of all times. I remember watching him in his prime. The man is a beast in that ring. The man just sees blood and goes. Now, he has taken some beat downs. He has been beating 6 times. But I am not going to say Jake Paul has what it takes to beat Tyson. I'm not going to say it's. I can't say with utmost honesty that Jake Paul will beat Mike Tyson unless it's an exhibition. There's going to be rules, allow him to wear headgear to protect himself. Now, even with whatever rules that they throw out, Mike Tyson is the overall favorite right now. Right now, Mike Tyson is the favorite. Now let's break these stats down. Mike, 57 years old. He'll be 58 by the time of the fight, which is on July 20th on Netflix. So I'm excited about this. This is going to be one of the biggest fights broadcasted globally, worldwide, that's ever happened. It's on Netflix. It's not on a pay-per-view. This is on something that literally you can buy for $25, have a whole month of Netflix and watch this fight. People are going to be jumping on this. Netflix viewership is going to go through the roof. This is going to set records, in my opinion. It's going to set records. But Tyson has had a total of 58 fights, 50 wins, 6 losses. 2 of those were no contest, for the infamous stupidness of that. But his 6 losses come from Buster Douglas, which was the first one to put Tyson down, and Evander Holyfield beat him twice. Lennox Lewis beat him, which Lennox, one of the greats, hands down, brilliant boxer. I've been a fan of boxing my entire life. I love the sport. Still think it's the best one-on-one. Who is a better fighter? Who's a better strategist? Who's going to save it? It's the best individual sport. He has also lost to Danny Williams and lost on a TKO to Kevin McBride. Now, out of those 50 wins he has, 44 of those come by knockout. That means only 6 have gone to the bell and decision. So now he is also registering in at 5'10". Now let's look at Jake Paul in opposite of that. Jake Paul is 27 years old. He has been in 10 fights and he has 9 wins, 1 loss, which that was to Tommy Fury by split decision, which I'll give Jake Paul. Did show us that he was for real on that. He came out, he boxed well, he had a good match. He lost in a split decision, which I think is going to set up for a part 2 of that. So now out of those 9 wins, 6 of them are by knockout. So the man has punch power. He can get you. I'm not saying anything negative about that. He also bills in at 6'1". So he's got a little bit of a reach on Tyson. He's a little bit taller. He's got things to beat him, but I don't think he has the punch power that Tyson does. Anybody that's ever watched Tyson box, he has an incredible punch. He can lay you out with one punch. And if he gets that one punch in, Jake Paul is going down, headgear or not. Don't care. He gets that one punch, he is going down. Now, Jake Paul is going to his only hope in this is going to be relying on his athletic ability and his endurance, and he's going to dance around, wear Tyson out. At 57, that's his only hope. But whenever you heard this, whenever you read, or reading about it, saw text, TikToks, whatever, was anybody else getting like a Rocky Balboa vibe? Like literally the movie Rocky Balboa, where he's old and comes in and fights and pretty much takes the younger man to the limit. I kind of got that. I kind of got that vibe. So, but boxing greats have also chimed in on this. Oscar De La Hoya chimes in. And he's basically telling Jake to take the sport of boxing serious. Now, anybody that's ever watched De La Hoya knows how much he loves this sport. He is all in on it. He feels that Jake is wanting to take it serious. He says he wants to take it serious, says he wants a shot at the world title, but it doesn't feel like it, depending on this. He's wanting to box like Mike Tyson. He's wanting to kind of dodge it. Now, don't get me wrong. De La Hoya read that thing wrong. You don't get in the ring with box with Mike Tyson unless you are serious about boxing, because he will put you down. Anybody that's ever seen Tyson fight knows he will put you down. But De La Hoya did give some credit to Jake Paul. He said if he becomes serious about this, he has the ability to get to a world title. But he's got to take this serious, do it the right ways. And he even said, would you give him a shot at the title? He was asked, and he said no, he hasn't earned it, which I agree. He has not earned a title shot on it. But the only thing that De La Hoya said that he's going to gain out of this match is popularity, which he is 100% right. Numbers are probably going to go through the roof. Like I was just saying, I predict this to be the most watched boxing match in history, because it could be seen all over the world. Click Netflix, go live, which is incredibly awesome. I'm that. But you break down all the boxing matches that Tyson has been in. I mean, he has lost because of his endurance, but that's really it. But if he is training, he's got 3 months to train. Well, 4, 3.5. So, and he's going to hit those weights. And you've seen the videos out there. Man, he is boxing like he is in his late 20s, early 30s again. I'm like moving, like ducking, weaving. He is coming out. And I think Tyson has got that old mentality where you got every great fighter has one great match in them. And I think that is what it is. I think that's what Tyson's coming to prove, that every great fighter has one great match in it. And I'm a Tyson fan. Not going to deny it. Yes, he's crazy as hell. We can all tell that as young, but they got his meds straightened out, so he's good. But no, Tyson is an amazing fighter. He's always been gifted in. Champion. 19 years old, he was world champion. That's how dominant he is, or was. Now, I'm curious to see how it's going to go. But like I said, July 20th on Netflix is going to be Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. So tune in. I was like, definitely watch it. I'm going to be all over it because, yeah, this is going to be massive. I can't wait. So, going to take a quick break. Then we're going to come back. I watched the Oscars last night. That's why we're a day late, because I wanted to watch the Oscars, see the funny things, and I got my takes on what happened, my favorite moments. And I'm going to go over the top 5 categories: Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, and give you my take on what I think and what I saw. So we're going to take a quick second. I'm going to reboot everything, rehydrate, be back in a moment. Now, like I said, I watched the Oscars last night, and I was not disappointed at all, to be honest. I thought it was one of the better showings that they have done. Jimmy Kimmel, good jokes, entertaining, show's good. The comedy was there. They got serious when they needed to. A few things I didn't care for, but overall, I think it was a great show. I was not upset I was watching it, unlike a few years. Now, we will start off with the Best Supporting Actor and Actress. This, if you have not heard already, Best Supporting Actress, Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. Now, I have not seen this movie, but I saw who she was up against, and that was an incredible group of women, and I am going to be a little wowed. I mean, I got to watch this now, because apparently it was Oscar worthy. I got to check it out. But she was so shocked and so emotional, it kind of brought a little tear to your eye. I mean, she was truly grateful on it. Now, Best Supporting Actor. RDJ, Robert Downey Jr., got his Oscar. And I know we were all disappointed when he didn't jump up there and say, I am Iron Man. But that's okay because he has been in Hollywood for decades and finally got his nod, finally got his achievement, and won Best Supporting Actor for Oppenheimer. Now, I have seen Oppenheimer, and his character, he is more than deserving of this. It was a great movie overall. It was a great performance by him. It was incredible. I was not upset at all with the choice they made. He was a clear runaway favorite on it, so they chose correctly, in my opinion, because I am an RDJ fan, but I was like, he was well deserving over everything he has done in Hollywood, and finally got his dues. And this is coming from a man, and he is actually a true success story where you see people that he was down and out, 99, going to jail, drug addict, things like that, and he turned his life completely around and is now at the pinnacle of his career, accepting Oscars for his work in a film. So let that be a lesson to anybody. Nothing is impossible. Just got to do it. Which speaks to his little speech. I liked how he opened. He thanked his poor childhood and the Academy in that order. Very good. Now, and also he goes back to, and I'd like to thank my veterinarian, but he says, no, I mean my wife, and says she found a lost stray and loved him back to health. It was a very romantic, very clean gesture from Robert Downey to his wife, and it just shows you the love and help that his wife has shown him and cared for him over the years. It was a great feeling. I love seeing him win it. I've been a fan of his forever, ever since watching him in Back to School and Weird Science. Those were the first two moments I saw him on film. So I was like, it's like his work for a lot of years. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Robert Downey Jr. going up there would literally look and felt like Tony Stark walking up and accepting an Academy Award. I mean, the look, his presentation, how he was, it kind of gives you the feeling like he was not acting at all in Iron Man at all, because that just might be who he is. It definitely gave you that vibe. Now, Best Director, Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. You're noticing a little trend. Most of these, Oppenheimer did take down several, a few for video, music. They got a few of them. But Christopher Nolan been nominated a few times. Finally got his comeuppance on it and got his Oscar, putting him in the elite directing class. Now, probably the most surprising win of the night, or at least she was the most surprised. Best Actress went to Emma Stone for her portrayal in Poor Things, which is kind of a movie where I have not seen it, but I've read it's about like a baby's brain gets put into a grown woman, and now she's got to relearn everything to grow up, which sounds very different from anything I've seen in Hollywood. Now, we've all seen Freaky Friday, things like that, the weirdness that happens on those kind of movies, but this was different. This kind of sets a different precedence on it. So I'm going to watch this one. But whenever her name got called, the pure shock. I mean, she couldn't believe it. On stage when she was giving her speech, she didn't know what to say. She had no preparation. She had no clue she was going to win and no idea what to say, because you could tell she had not rehearsed this at all. So this was just pure emotion up there and happiness, and she could not believe it. But happy for her as well. Now, Best Actor, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer. Or Cillian Murphy, sorry. He played Oppenheimer in the movie, and if you have not seen this movie, you need to. Yes, it's 2 hours or 3 hours long, but suck it up. Watch the movie, because it is that good of one, especially if you like. Now, it was about as accurate as it could be, considering all the information that they probably weren't privy to, because yes, this was a secret operation, and off the records and things like that until it wasn't. But he did an outstanding. They did not hide a lot of facts about him. He was well known as not being well liked in the scientist community, but he influenced a lot because he was a brilliant scientist. he was also a womanizer, which they didn't hide that in the film at all. But I highly suggest you watch it. If you haven't watched it, his performance, Robert Downey Jr.'s performance, Emily Blunt was also amazing in it. It was overall a great cast. Matt Damon just, as I kind of stole his, I'm surprised he was not in the list of best supporting actors. I guess they can only submit one from each movie or something. But great movie. And without further ado, Best Picture also went to Oppenheimer. If I haven't said it enough, watch this movie. It's a great film. It's great. You'll enjoy it. Now you have to understand it skips time all the way. It goes forward, it goes back, goes in the middle, and it's all over the place. But you pay attention. I was like, you watch the show, and it's incredible in every single way. Now that you've gotten the big ones, like the top 6 awards, in my opinion, for the night, I won't go into every one of them. We only got a little bit for this show, and I like to spread it all around. So I will tell you my favorite moment of the night. It was hilarious. Jimmy Kimmel, John Cena, both arguing because this was the 50th anniversary of the Oscar streaker. Yes, it happened in real life too, and even at a time when it was worse than what had happened today. But so they figured, okay, let's streak. John Cena and Jimmy Kimmel are going back and forth, and he's like, I don't want to do this. No, I'm not going to do this. So Jim, after all that, and Jimmy was just like, fine, just go present the award. So you see John Cena like tiptoeing, heel to toe out there with nothing but an award board in front of his general area of the male appendage. So they get him out there, and he just goes, costumes. I was like, so it was like a perfect reaction. It was hilarious. And then on a little turn, they do a quick wardrobe change and give him a little toga. I kept on waiting for the toga, but we didn't get that. But that's okay. Quick costume change, got him fully dressed in a toga to present the award. So that was hilarious. I thought it was feeling John Cena has really been coming into his own as far as acting, doing a lot of different projects, and getting very interested. And he's actually stepping way out of his comfort zone on a lot of these movies. Not scared to play the idiot character, the drunk best friend. I was like, not just action. He does action well, but he's getting involved in a lot of comedies, which is great. Now, the second favorite of mine was Arnold and Danny DeVito coming out, and they decide they are here together to present because we have one thing in common. We both tried to kill Batman. Yes, that was a horrible Arnold impression. I'm very aware of that. But the actual overall, then they actually cut to, he's like, there he is. I was like, and Michael Keaton's just sitting over there with his Batman face on, and I'm just like, this is freaking awesome. I was like, because, he wasn't the Batman against Arnold, but he was the Batman against Danny DeVito. So it was a great little trip down memory lane for all the Batman lovers down there. And he was even giving the little, come on, let's get nuts. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. So they go into that, and then they do their presentation. Now, the third thing that I thought was even cooler. Now, it wasn't as funny. All dog cool. Ryan Gosling comes out, and he's singing his song from Barbie, I'm Just Ken. And I'm thinking, okay, this is not bad. It's good performance. But then you get Slash coming out and ripping on the guitar. Now that made it awesome. And you see Slash up there, and it, undeniably Slash. And he's just playing, wailing on it. And I'm just like, oh, now you can hear when he came out, because you hear the crowd get all excited and into it. And now they're like, oh, yeah, now it's going sweet. Yeah. So Slash came out there, played. Now that was pretty cool. Now, but Ryan Gosling is in another one of my favorites, because I enjoyed his little back and forth with Emily Blunt. They went back and forth about Oppenheimer and Barbie, which everybody knows Barbie destroyed in the theaters. It happens. I have not seen Barbie, but I might have to watch it. I don't know. Maybe one day if there's nothing else on, nothing's happening, I might watch it. But they were going back and forth. Oppenheimer taking all the awards, but Barbie still took all the money in the box office and even throw it out there. He's like, the reason why they call it Barbenheimer instead of Oppen Barbie is because they were riding the coattails all summer long. And it was true. Barbie, as like, dominated in the theater. As like, they took it, and that's what happened. So overall, there was a lot of other good moments. There was good comedy. There was good feeling all around. I really think this was one of the best Oscars we've had, and probably about good, I would say at least in the last 10 years. Now, some of the old Oscars where they put a lot more theater into it. Now, one of the sad things that they always do is they do in memoriam, where they go through all the actors that have lost their lives this past year, and some of them pop up and you know that happened. Then one hits and you're like, when the hell did he die? Or when did she die? That is the worst feeling in the world. You didn't even realize they were gone. So, but that was the Oscars to me. I thought it was a great overall show. Jimmy Kimmel, I'll give him a solid A. Did good. Can't say nothing bad about him. Wish there was some Matt Damon jokes like there was last year, but that's okay. I was like, we'll get him next year. It's all right, Jimmy. We'll get him next year. This should have been your year to rag on Matt Damon. Something. But, all right. That is actually what I got for the show this week. I am going to also take it off. I'm going to edit, have some fun. In case you have not been paying attention and you're just listening to this on Spotify, you can actually watch this beautiful face, say all the words, do all the motions. And because I do post video podcast on Spotify for you every week. Started doing it a few weeks ago. Love it. It takes a little bit longer, which is why we went back to once a week. But I like it more. I think it's great. So the podcast is actually going to drop on Wednesday. We're going to have the video and everything all up same day, same time. Same Be About It channel. Yes. And we are available on several different things. iHeart, iTunes, and Spotify. As well as Podbean. If you're ever getting on Podbean, have that for a little bit of podcast. It's an all podcast app. So, on that note, let's dig down deep, say our goodbyes, and wish for our yesterdays. But we are going to keep going, and I got some fun stuff ahead. We have WrestleMania talk going always coming up the next few. But, till that time, till next week, I'll keep talking, and you keep being about it.